With One Piece Set 2 Paramount War coming out in just about a week, I wanted to talk about Set 1 in a complete historical view, what we learned about this game in particular, and what it means for the card game going forward. But before I start the video, I want to kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I don't want to cry when future videos don't do so well, and I feel awkward asking y'all to donate to me on Patreon or go buy me a coffee, so this is kind of my way to avoid my discomfort. I try to upload as much quality content as I can and want others to see my videos and learn a thing or two. So with that being said, let's transition to the first part of the video, the market watch. If you're new to the One-piece TCG and are looking to start playing in Set 2, then you should know about the massive shortages in product that has affected the United States in its entirety to get cards at a reasonable price. It's no secret that starter decks usually get scalped, but this game took scalping to an entirely new level. See, One-piece TCG made most of the best cards in the game exclusive to starter decks. So for Kaido players, Locker Queen was selling for $16 a copy. Love Love Mellows were $12 a copy. Sometimes you needed 4 of each, so you were dropping $60 on common cards necessarily. And don't even get me started on the red structure decks, guys. These decks would sell for $11.99 retail and be sold as high as $65 per deck. Absolutely crazy. The shortages and scalping also affected booster boxes and packs. Now, boxes MSRP are about $90-ish and are selling for about $230 to $280 right now as of March 1st when I'm making this video. The parallels in these sets are incredibly expensive as well. If you want to play with a fully blinged out deck, odds are you're going to drop a few $1,000s depending on the deck. Now, that's not necessarily an issue because some players love the concept of drip, but to other people just trying to complete, the collection and parallels from Set 1, it makes collecting almost impossible for people that have normal jobs and not a surplus of money. So, with the price gouging already covered, we need to discuss the ever-changing meta of the One Piece OPO1 card game. So, this is going to sound crazy to people who have just started playing and see Captain Kidd dominate the meta as of late, but there was a time I can remember where this meta was changing every single week. At first we thought it was Zoro, and then it was Law, then Doflamingo had its time in the sun, Kaido, Kidd, then Luffy, then finally back to Kidd. It took almost until the last weeks of OPO1 before OPO2 came out to realize that Kidd is the best deck. And believe it or not, I think that's actually good for the game. Everyone that played since pretty much the release date of the set, we're finding different strategies to actually be viable until collectively we all figured out that Kidd, was just the best deck overall. And the best part is, with Set 2 coming out, we'll probably be spending very similar amounts of time shifting the metagame based on new discoveries and strategies. Where will one set leader and their cards fit into the Set 2 metagame? Will Doflamingo be better because 8-cost Kidd is less relevant in the metagame? Is Whitebeard going to win any events if his main goal is to win before turn 5? The way things are set up right now, the tournament level of play will be incredibly fun and exciting to play and watch. And speaking of tournaments, we kind of have to discuss the terrible job that Bandai did to launch these games competitively, right? So Bandai had a terrible idea to have Treasure Cups capped at a max of 512 players. They also capped a lot of other events at a pretty low player count. This actually severely hurts the amount of interest players have in the game entirely. As someone who has been to a YCS and Yu-Gi-Oh! And a Treasure Cup and a Halo Championship Series, I know that's like mad random, but I can tell you that being able to go to these events, traveling with friends, experiencing new things, hanging out with a group of like-minded people, it makes you so much more interested in playing that game because of these fun things that you can do. And when an event is capped at 500 people, it turns people off to the notion of even getting into the game at all, especially when they can't go organically find starter decks or packs at any of the local stores like Target or Walmart. I got really lucky. My friend and I found structure decks of all the decks except for red at Target when we were shopping on Christmas Eve. Do you know how unlikely that is, guys? That's absolutely insane. It's really difficult to tell what this means for the future of the One Piece card game. On one hand, the game is really popular right now. It has a fan base of over 100 million people. But on the other hand, it's not doing a great job of bringing in new fans of just other card games in general. I think in time that will change, especially when people realize that this game is not going to be dead on arrival, like a few other games that have failed in the past. But to sum it all up, One Piece had a huge surge of interest in the United States, unlike anyone would have thought, and product went by incredibly fast. It picked up momentum, but did not actually have the infrastructure in place to deal with the momentum and actually kind of shot itself in the foot because of this. I believe Bandai will recover from this and make this game successful for a long period of time, but we'll just have to see what news comes from Set 2 and Set 3. Please subscribe if you guys have not done so already, like the video, comment down below what you're excited to play in Set 2. For me personally, it's either Z or Whitebeard, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.